If you could explain to us, what is the broad business model of the company?
Our company started as a transformer component processor slash manufacturer only since the inception of the business.
Can you tell us, what are the broad size of transformers?
So, sir, in the component space, CRGO processing के अंदर we are only the fifth processor in the entire country and the only one in North India to have 765 kV class PGCIL approval.
Tell me one thing that over the next, say, 3 to 5 years, market opportunity कितनी बड़ी है?
Yeah, so opportunity size तो अविनाश जी is a very big. For example, अगर आप देखें CRGO का market itself is 8,000 करोड़ का market है.
Welcome friends, my name is Avinash Gorakshekar and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. Friends, as all of you are aware, these episodes help us understand emerging companies from emerging sectors, and we make it a point to talk to the promoters and the top managements of such companies. This helps us understand, the company's business model, their growth journey, their future growth plans. And in this process, we get a lot of valuable information from the top management and the promoters. And this helps all our investors to take a very conscious investment call when they do invest in such companies. And friends, today we've got another interesting company which is going to hit the capital market. The company's name is Mangal Electrical Industries Limited. And I have the privilege of having the executive director, Mr. Aniketa Mangal. And we also have Mr. Ankit Gor, who's the merchant banker from Systematix, Director Investment Banking. Gentlemen, welcome to the show and thank you both of you for sparing your valuable time. So Aniket, first question to you would be if you could explain to us, what is the broad business model of the company, and if you could tell us something about the business journey. I believe your father, is not there here today with us, in the meeting, but I believe he is the main face of the company. So, थोड़ा बहुत business journey के बारे में बताइए. How did this business journey start?
Sir, good evening. First of all, thank you for giving us the opportunity to have a conversation with you about this. So our company had a very humble beginning in the year 1990, where my Dadaji started the company, and unfortunately, a year into the company, he passed away. Where my dad was only 18, and he took over the responsibility and took the business forward. Our company started as a transformer component processor slash manufacturer only since the inception of the business. And we are in a very unique proposition. We offer a very unique value to the entire ecosystem of electricity, where we are not restricted to just transformer components, but we are also doing transformer manufacturing as well as EPC contracts of setting up the electrical substations. So very few companies have these kind of a wide product portfolio. So today, sir, our company started in 1990 with CRGO processing. It has done a forward integration into transformer manufacturing in the year 2008, and further forward integration into EPC space in the year 2015. As on date, our 70% of the revenues come from the component space, 25% come from transformer space, and about 5% come from EPC contracts. In the year 2019, we were at almost 50 crores revenue in the component space, which is today 400 crores. So we have done an 8x jump in the last 6 years by focusing more and more in the CRGO space, in the higher approval space, in the niche markets, and higher, power supplying components to the power transformer manufacturers. So, in quick brief, that has been the journey.
No, I think nicely articulated by you, Aniket. Now, Aniket, tell me one thing from a product point of view. You said, the business has multiplied for transformer components almost 8 times. Can you tell us, what are the broad size of transformers which you all cater? The smaller ones, the bigger ones, or the super large ones? थोड़ा बहुत सर आपके product categories के बारे में हमको बताइए.
Right. So, sir, in the component space, CRGO processing के अंदर, we are only the fifth processor in the entire country and the only one in North India to have 765 kV class PGCIL approval. So 765 kV class is the highest rating of kV class available. So दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा ट्रांसफॉर्मर भी जो बन सकता है उसके लिए CRGO हम लोग प्रोसेस करके प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं. And in the transformer manufacturing space, हम लोग 10 MVA तक के transformers बनाते हैं. But the component space are, backbone of our business. We are eligible to supply up till 765 kV class transformers.
Okay. ठीक है. Aniket, now you said you all have migrated from transformer components to transformers and then EPC. Broadly, if you could tell us, who could be your customers, from the EPC side and from the component side. Thoda, if you can tell us some profile about your, final customers, which are your B2B customers. Some information is there in the prospectus, but if you could share 2-3 names, that would be helpful.
So, sir, large transformer manufacturers are our clients, and we are serving to, Voltamp, Trail, Shady Sai Group. There is a Japanese company called Maiden, and so we have 100 plus clients, and we are also targeting the MNCs now. We have already received LOIs from these MNCs like Siemens and Crompton. So our components are supplied to these transformer manufacturers, whereas our transformers and our EPC contracts we do with two state governments, Rajasthan and UP. So about 30% of our revenues come from B2G space, which is transformer manufacturing and EPC, whereas 70% comes from B2B space, where we are supplying to transformer manufacturers like the ones I just named.
And Aniket, one more thing which I wanted to understand, when we talk about EPC business, it is a complete package. Transformer components are a separate part. Sir, इसमें pricing कैसे work out होता है? Like, is it a negotiated price or there is some tender system? Sir, how does the pricing work for all these category of businesses? EPC must be a tender-based business. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But on the component side, since you've got a very large customer base, is it relationship based so that there is a cost plus mechanism put in the pricing? If you can please explain.
Sir, you are absolutely right. I mean, this understanding is very correct. So our transformer and EPC business, which is to the government, is largely tender-based business, where government portals पे tender आता है, हम apply करते हैं, and then we get allotment basis on the price and past experience and all of that. But that is 30% of our revenues. 70% जो CRGO and other components है, उधर it's a B2B kind of a setup. It's a order. I mean, we meet clients on a regular basis. Our sales team is always, in the market meeting all these clients. They are building relations. These commercials are based on, past performance, their past experiences with us, quality of material that is used, how quickly can we supply it to them. So it has multiple areas, but yeah. So that's a more of a, it's not a tender based, it's a relationship based kind of a, yeah.
So fine, I think nicely articulated by you, Aniket. Now, Aniket, tell me one thing. Typically, for a new customer, when you, for a private customer, non-government customer, जब आप, a business लाते हो, तो typically, what is the broad expectation of the customer? Is it the quality of the product or is it the delivery time? Sir, कौन सी बातें पे ज़्यादा discussion होता है? Pricing होता है या they demand quality, which is the most important thing if they want you as a vendor? So, what is the most critical variable when new business gets started at your company?
Correct. सर क्वालिटी के बिना तो सर्वाइवल ही नहीं है. अगर हम इन टाइम मटेरियल एंड विद द डिजायर्ड एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ द क्लाइंट नहीं देंगे तो वो सर्वाइवल है ही नहीं. एंड वो डेफिनेटली एक बहुत बड़ा पैरामीटर होता है. आई मे टेक वन ऑर्डर एट अ चीपर प्राइस जस्ट टू एंटर, बट आई विल नॉट गेट रिपीट बिजनेस इफ माय प्रोडक्ट प्राइस लाइक क्वालिटी एंड टाइम डिलीवरीज आर नॉट देयर. बट सर इसमें एक बहुत ही यूनिक चीज क्या है कि अप्रूवल्स प्ले अ वेरी बिग रोल. So 40% of the transformers cost is CRGO. So ट्रांसफॉर्मर अप्लाई, पावर ग्रिड, एनटीपीसी, अडानी, रिलायंस जहां पे भी होते हैं वो लोग मंगल इलेक्ट्रिकल जैसे प्रोसेसर्स को अप्रूव करते हैं. ट्रांसफॉर्मर की लाइफ डायरेक्टली सीआरजीओ से कोरिलेट हम कर सकते हैं. So power grid has approved us, Adani has approved us, Reliance has approved us, and similarly these large end users like NTPC and power grid, they tell the transformer manufacturers that if you want to supply to us, you need to take CRGO from these approved processors.
Okay.
And processors 765 kV class में जैसे mention कर रहा हूँ, across India सिर्फ 5 ही हैं.
Okay. I think understood. So, the quality criticality is very important. Good to know that. Ankit, now tell me one thing that typically, on the macro side, transformers are a very key component in the power generation kind of part of the business. So, tell me one thing that over the next, say, 3 to 5 years, market opportunity kitni badi hai? What is the total addressable market? And, how are we positioned? Can we assume that, market jitna grow karega, usse kahin zyada growth company will record, and we'll be able to capitalize on that growth. So if you can please share your thoughts.
Yeah, so opportunity size तो अविनाश जी is a very big. For example, अगर आप देखें CRGO का market itself is 8,000 करोड़ का market है, और उसमें से we have 5% market share. So in that regard, CRGO itself is a huge market for us. Now we have also got 765 ka approval, so that will definitely increase further. Now on transformer side, जो हम अभी तक ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स करते थे, हम 33 kV के आसपास का ट्रांसफॉर्मर करते थे. Now we are also expanding that and doing capex on that front. So that also will increase our market share, addressable size, I mean.
Yeah.
Now, barring these two, अगर मैं component space खाली देखूं, तो अगर entire value chain में I want to be as a company, I want to be present everywhere except copper or transformer oil में, copper coil transformer, which is these are the two things which is roughly 25% of the overall component market. Apart from that, I'm expanding into transformer tanks. I already have a circuit breakers, Amorphous में हूँ मैं. So in that case now, so entire space is open for me. Addressable size is very big and huge for me. So I have a lot of headroom to grow. So in that case, sky is a limit for us.
Okay, I think good to know, Ankit. Ankit, now one more question which I want to ask you, since you must have obviously done this as the merchant banker. Typically, what is the competitive intensity? Because I heard Ankit saying that in the higher KV transformer there are just 4-5 players. So sir, इसमें competitive intensity कितनी है? Like, is it a sticky business? Like, एक बार आपकी product quality established हो गई, तो धंधा repeat business बहुत ज्यादा आता है. People don't like to change their vendor that regularly. So overall, how much is it a competitive business, or is it like power sector demand बहुत बढ़ रहा है तो सबको अपना अपना शेयर मिल ही जाता है? Is it something like that?
सो सर हमारी स्पेस जो है वो दो पार्ट्स में सेग्रीगेटेड है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड हाई पावर ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स. जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मार्केट है सर, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मार्केट में डिमांड लास्ट 20-25 ईयर से ऑन एंड ऑफ रही है, तो उसका इकोसिस्टम बिल्ड हो चुका है. उधर पूरा सप्लाई चेन के अंदर आपको जनरेशन से लेके यूज से लेके ट्रांसफॉर्मर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स, केबल मैन्युफैक्चरर्स, कंपोनेंट्स, and it's a very competitive market because it has been going around in the industry for last 25 years. When we talk about the higher voltage space sir, abhi tak because generation was always a limitation for our country as we were dependent on thermal power, as well as demand increasingly of electric vehicles, data centers and renewable space, हर चीज की थोड़ी डिमांड भी बहुत ग्रो हो रहा है. अब इससे सर क्या है, हायर वोल्टेज स्पेस के अंदर एक न्यू मार्केट बिल्ड हुआ लास्ट 4-5 इयर्स के अंदर, एंड उसका सप्लाई चेन आज इंडिया के डिमांड के हिसाब से प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं है. सो हायर वोल्टेज स्पेस इज वेयर 60-65% ऑफ आवर रेवेन्यूज आर कमिंग फ्रॉम, जो आज से 5 साल पहले 0% होता था. And this is where there is a gap between supply and demand, and it is not just Mangal Electrical, but जितनी भी इसके अंदर supply chain के अंदर companies हैं, ट्रांसफॉर्मर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स जो हाई वोल्टेज स्पेस के अंदर they have order books for 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, and components business is a spot ordering kind of a business. उसमें order book heavy business नहीं होता है हमारा, but still we have visibility, very good visibility up till 2030.
Okay. Then I think very nicely mentioned by you, Aniket. Now tell me one thing, Aniket, in terms of I mean, when you say the market is so large, I mean, most importantly, what's the kind of competitive moat which we enjoy? Because I think you all are one of the large transformer manufacturers. So in value addition, what is it that makes customers come regularly to you? Repeat business आता है, उसका मतलब the quality is well established. But typically, if you can tell us 2-3 qualitative points, in your favor, that you guys do a better job in the industry compared to others, and that's why your quality, your repeat business is much better than others. So can you share 2-3 points for us?
So sir, बस इसमें एक पॉइंट ऐड करूंगा मैं. वी आर अ ट्रांसफॉर्मर कंपोनेंट, लार्ज पावर ट्रांसफॉर्मर कंपोनेंट प्रोसेसर. तो हम लोग ट्रांसफॉर्मर 10 MVA तक ही बनाते हैं, बट कंपोनेंट में हमारी कैपेसिटी लार्जेस्ट ट्रांसफॉर्मर को सर्व करने की है. सर हमारी कंपेटिटिव एडवांटेज 2-3 एरिया से लार्जली आती है. प्राइमरीली हमारे पास जो अप्रूवल्स हैं वो बहुत एक्सक्लूसिव अप्रूवल्स हैं, जो कि अप्रूवल्स आने में इट्स अ बिग एंट्री बैरियर इन आवर इंडस्ट्री। वो हमें लेने में 6-7 ईयर्स का जर्नी लगा है। सो आज कोई उसको स्टार्ट करेगा तो उसको 5-6 ईयर्स का जर्नी लगेगा। देन हम लोग की डिलीवरीज आर on time, our product quality is absolutely as per the expectation of the client. So there are multiple areas through which we've created our USP. One of the most important things is, sir, that in our business, first generation's expertise and experience and second generation's aggression. So we work together very closely, and we ensure that our services, our product is absolutely as per the expectation of the client, and that we are always there to always available for all the stakeholders. So there are multiple areas, sir, where I think we are doing the right thing.
Okay. No, understood. Aniket, now let's talk about the broad financials. I think I was just seeing your FY25 numbers, very strong numbers in terms of top line as well as profitability. Sir, profits तो आपके बहुत अच्छा बढ़े हैं, करीबन 47 crores का profit है, which was last year 21 crores, and top line was about 549 crores compared to 449 crores. Now, just a simple observation, sir, profitability seems to have increased much faster than your top line growth. सो एनी स्पेसिफिक रीजन सर कि ऑर्डर ज्यादा मिले या प्राइसिंग अच्छी थी या अच्छा वैल्यू एडिशन आपने किया, प्रोडक्ट मिक्स अच्छा था, तो कौन सी ऐसी सबसे बड़ी वजह थी कि प्रॉफिट्स इतने बढ़े?
सर इसके लार्जली दो रीजंस हैं। फर्स्ट इज हम लोगों ने सीआरजीओ के अंदर हमें ईयर बिगिनिंग में 400 केवी क्लास का अप्रूवल मिला था लास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर की बिगिनिंग में, एंड वी हैड ऑनबोर्डेड सम लार्ज ट्रांसफॉर्मर मैन्युफैक्चरर क्लाइंट्स जिनके पास अप्रूव्ड प्रोसेसर सिर्फ 3, 4, 5 ही। सो बिकॉज कंपटीशन उन एरियाज में कम था, वी वर एबल टू एंजॉय अ हायर मार्जिन देन व्हाट वी यूज्ड टू डू इन द पास्ट। हम लोग पास्ट में आई वुड से अराउंड 8 to 10% EBITDA मार्जिन्स पे ट्रैवल करते थे, बट देन हम लोग 15% EBITDA मार्जिन्स पे ट्रैवल करने लगे, 14-15% EBITDA मार्जिन्स पे, बिकॉज हम लोग एक लेस कंपेटिटिव सेगमेंट के अंदर आए। इवन आर ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स हम लोग 11 केवी क्लास से 33 केवी क्लास में लास्ट ईयर के बिगिनिंग में माइग्रेट किए थे। सो वी वर एबल टू केटर टू 33 केवी क्लास स्पेस इन द ट्रांसफॉर्मर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग segment. And because we had our captive CRGO consumption with us, I mean, because backward integration हमारा CRGO में था, that also impacted on the better profit margins.
Okay. No, understood. So Aniket, just a observation. Now we are already in the month of August. So without giving me a number, 15% margin, EBITDA margin होना अच्छी बात है. But then obviously in FY26, can we at least expect the same trajectory in terms of revenue and profit? Because this is definitely a very solid number which you guys have reported. And as you rightly said, you have got some inherent raw material cost advantages. So can we assume that ESRB will be much better than previous year?
Sir, definitely we are in line to grow in terms of top line and bottom line both. But this year we have added some clients like Crompton, Siemens, and MNC clients. And these MNC clients have an entry barrier. So entry barrier in the sense that अगर मार्केट में कुछ चीज 100 रुपए का जा रहा है तो वो एंट्री के लिए आपसे वो मटेरियल 90 रुपीज 95 रुपीज का लेंगे, जस्ट एज अ लेमन लैंग्वेज। तो सर उस वजह से there will be a small, I think, dip in the margins as compared to last year. But if we see the average हमारा जो EBITDA margins रहता है, हम उससे बहुत better करेंगे।
And I think ठीक है, because getting into these marquee customers is also very important, which I think one will always appreciate. Aniket, now tell me one thing. You mentioned in your earlier answer that it is not an order book driven business, but typically since it's a B2B product, you know what the customer wants. Sir, normally कितने महीने के orders आपको मिलते हैं ताकि आप अपनी production plan करते हो?
तो सर हमारे 3 वर्टिकल्स हैं। सो EPC एंड ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स के अंदर हमारे पास 1.5 to 2 years का विजिबिलिटी रहता है। जो हमारा प्राइमरी बिजनेस है कंपोनेंट बिजनेस का, उसमें सर हमारे पास विजिबिलिटी रहता है 45 to 60 days का हमारे पास ऑर्डर्स इन हैंड रहते हैं। एंड बाकी का सर कैसे होता है कि सो ट्रांसफॉर्मर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स प्रेफर्स टू बाय, सो सीआरजीओ की प्रोसेस टाइम इज वेरी लेस। तो आज मेरे को ऑर्डर मिलता है, मैं एज लेस एज 6-7 days में भी प्रोसेस करके सप्लाई कर देता हूँ, एंड अप टू 30-40 days के अंदर भी सप्लाई करता हूँ। सो उनको मटेरियल इंस्टेंटली मिल जाता है, सो दे प्रेफर टू प्लेस द ऑर्डर जब वो फाइनली ट्रांसफॉर्मर बनाना स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो आवर ordering kind of a business. So, sir, it's not an order book kind of a business we are in.
So now, Aniket, the important question which is very related to your production is working capital. If you can tell us, sir, across all the three verticals, EPC, components, and the transformers, of course, what is the rough working capital cycle for us?
So, sir, CRGO, जैसे मैंने बताया, only 12 mills in the world are able to make it. And इसमें से 2 ही mills इंडिया में है, so almost 80% of the CRGO coils across the country are imported. So our working capital days are about 150 days. And उसमें से 90 days is the inventory days. So we have to keep 3 months of inventory with us of the CRGO steel because it is imported. So 3 months of inventory we keep with us, that is 90 days, and 60 days is the receivable days.
Okay.
Our average receivable days in the B2B business is 45 days in the CRGO segment, and in the transformer and EPC it is 90 days. So on an average it is about 60 days. So 90 plus 60 about 150 दिन का हमारा रहता है.
So, ठीक है. So I think 150 days is the rough working capital number of days. Ankit, now on the public issue, we are planning to go public. So, this question is to you. Sir, what is the total amount of capital we are planning to raise, and what is the main objective of these funds? If you can please tell us.
So इसमें अविनाश जी टोटल अमाउंट हम रेज कर रहे हैं अबाउट 400 करोड़ और 400 करोड़ में इट्स अ मिक्सचर ऑफ केपेक्स, वर्किंग कैपिटल, डेट रिपेमेंट एंड जीसीपी व्हिच इज जनरल कॉर्पोरेट पर्पस. सो रफली आप पकड़ सकते हैं रफली इन द सेम प्रपोर्शन 10 से 20 करोड़ ऊपर नीचे, बट इन द सेम प्रपोर्शन यू विल हैव दिस 4 नंबर.
Okay. And this new capex which is going to come, Ankit, by when will it be operational? Any idea?
So sir, हम लोग approximately 90 crores का capex कर रहे हैं, जिसमें से 60 crores is in the transformer component space. उसमें से 40 crores का capex हमने already initiate कर दिया है. IPO proceeds से we will pay them back. And about 50 crores जो बाकी है उसमें transformer tanks के अंदर हम लोग it's a new component that we are adding to our basket, that will be around 20 crores. And about 30 crores will be transformer manufacturing. So we are traveling at 33 kV class today, and we want to reach to 132 kV class.
Oh, very good.
So through that, through this capex, we will be eligible in the 132 kV class in the transformer manufacturing space. So our capex for the CRGO was already initiated, so we can expect it to be on up and running in the next 3 to 6 months. Whereas our transformer manufacturing and transformer tank manufacturing capex will be planned after the IPO proceeds. So post IPO proceeds, it will have almost an 18 months journey to after allocating the funds for the machines to come into the plant to set up and getting the approvals. So that will be roughly an 18 months journey.
Okay. So understood. And all these machineries and this capex will come at the existing facility, right?
Yes, sir. So we are not adding any new land. So existing land के अंदर ही हम लोग ये सारा expansion plan कर रहे हैं.
I think understood. Aniket, now from an investment perspective, it's a kind of a milestone for your company that it's going public. So now new company, now new partners will join you in the growth journey. So आपकी मेहनत रंग लाई है, तो investors will also get the benefit. Sir, what is the broad message you want to give them? Because there are many transformer companies in the market, but you have got your unique business model, your unique positives. Sir, what would be your broad message to them, and how will you plan to reward them? Because in the markets, everybody comes for making a decent kind of risk reward. So without giving numbers, if you can give a small message to them.
No, sir. I think all I would like to say is that हम लोग zero OFS कर रहे हैं, fresh issue है. We are extremely bullish on the sector in the industry, and I just want to give the message that this is a new beginning for Mangal Electrical. So it is not like कि हम लोग एक मुकाम पे पहुंच गए हैं. We are starting fresh, with this new capital which will take the business to newer heights. And we are, all investors we have done a lot of road shows thanks to Systematix and met some, really amazing investors, and they've given us such wonderful perspective about our own business. So, we used to meet our clients and learn more about our product, and now we meet investors and learn more about our business. So, there's a great learning that is coming out of all of this, and हम लोग सर बहुत aggressively इस पे we'll do best. And you can see the growth that has happened in the last 4 or 5 years. Now with added capital, we will hopefully do better.
Well, I think you will definitely be having a very successful IPO, no doubt about it, and investors will definitely support you. Aniket, one small question on the functional role which you carry in the company. Like you said, your father also, is working in the company.
Right.
He actually started after your grandfather. So, थोड़ा सा functional role के बारे में बताइए. आप क्या करते हो? What does your father handle? How is the management team, deployed in the company?
Right. So, sir, dad plays a very strategic role where from his experience, he guides us about, industry trends and, strategically advises us about financials, about operations and everything. My role comes in the execution part. So all sorts of executions are done through me, whereas it is guided by his experience and his strategic role.
Okay. So basically, you take care of the execution, and I mean that is understandable, which is very critical. Aniket, last question now for the interview is that we've seen COVID. Now things have gradually, normalized. Economy भी grow कर रही है. Government is also very focused on promoting, our sector. Tell me one thing: what is the most important risk in our business? Is it the raw material risk? Is it execution risk? ऐसा कौन सा risk है जो तुम हर दिन monitor करते हो और बहुत अच्छी तरह से अभी तक आपने manage किया है?
सर हमारे बिजनेस में जो हमें रिस्क दिखता है वो दिखता है कि दी ओवरसीज मार्केट, सो इंटरनेशनल मार्केट्स के अंदर चाइना इज एबल टू वर्क एट द प्राइजेस व्हिच वी आर नॉट एबल टू मीट, and that is a big I would not say it's a threat, but it is an opportunity. I mean, we all need to figure out ways how we can compete with them in the international market. So in the Indian markets, definitely demand is great, and response is great. People are liking our product, service, and everything. So and we are growing at a very good pace in the Indian markets. But in the overseas market, we are not able to capture to the possibilities and opportunities that are there. So that is one threat that I foresee, that the business further. We are at 5% market share in the country. We want to grow further in the Indian market, but after that, the overseas step, and we are exhibiting very aggressively in the German setup, Dubai setups, and exhibiting in the US markets also next year. But how to crack that market is a generally, it's an opportunity that we are yet to figure out how to
Very good.
come. Yeah.
I think domestic market is a very large opportunity for us. यहाँ तो runway आपके लिए बहुत बड़ा है. So I'm sure that that will be properly capitalized by your company. So both Aniket and Ankit, thank you very much. I was it was a pleasure to host both of you, and thank you very much, and best wishes from my side to you, your entire management team, and best wishes for the public issue also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Avinash ji, and we seek a support from your subscriber. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone.